Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, Ashley is on Candace's doorstep, child. Honey, I hope Candace don't bring out the butter knife. Ashley better be glad she went in the beginning of the episode and not the end. Baby, because all hell would have broke loose. Do y'all hear me? So Candace was like, Ashley was the one that introduced me to the group. We both have a lot of things in common, blah, 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 blah. Child, it's been so long that the two of you have been in the same place, and it's been so much mess that I forgot she's the one that introduced you to the group. So anywho, she's saying that Ashley was the one that introduced her to the ladies. So they sit down, they talking. So Ashley is telling her that Michael told her that, he just needs 24 hours to recoup because everything is coming out. He got the vasectomy, the separation news came out. And so he just needed 24 hours. Girl, he'll tell you anything, honey. So Candace was like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out, how does the separation work? Do you have to live in separate homes to get divorced? And Ashley is explaining to her that you can be in the same house, but not in the same bed. You just said on last episode, Ashley, that Michael was afraid that you were trying to get pregnant. You and him are definitely in the same bed, allegedly. But we know Michael likes to run the Vegas streets, honey. So that's why he needed 24 hours, and he ain't fooling me. And you ain't fooling me either. Because y'all still sleeping in the same bed, under the same roof, in the same house. Moving forward. So Candace said, I just been in a funk, girl. I just don't really know what's going on. Here go Ashley. Well, this group will help you get out of the funk. Girl, if it's one thing this group is going to do, it's piss you off. So Candace is like, no, ma'am. This group is why I stopped doing IVF. So she's saying, Chris don't even want to be around the heifers because of Gizzard. And so she was like, you know how she is. I have watched Giselle sit and plot and scheme. And, you know her because you know how she is. You're her friend. You've known her longer than me. Pause. Candace. Now, I remember last season you put Wendy in that outhouse because you and Giselle and Robyn were friends. Or so you thought they were your friends, honey. But really, child, they were just tolerating you at best. And you sat there and you knew that these heifers were plotting and scheming on Wendy. Okay? And I don't know why you telling Ashley. Okay? Because Ashley is working with Giselle to plot and scheme as well, honey. And Todd ain't got nothing to do with it. And if you know, you know. And I would not trust Ashley as far as I can throw her. And the fact that that Giselle has plotted and schemed, it just makes me think back to last season. Girl, I don't know how you didn't think that soon the tables would turn. You can't trust, like you said. You got a little bit too comfortable with Giselle, child. A little bit too comfortable. Honey, I wouldn't trust Ashley as far as I can throw her. Do y'all hear me? She's like, yeah, I know. I mean, Giselle knows all my secrets. Girl, everybody always know your secrets. Just like you said, Monique knew all your secrets. That's why she went in and hid them cameras so nobody could see Michael doing Michael, allegedly. Okay? Girl, ain't no secret. You was flip-flopping people in and out of that bed, and that's just what it was. That's not really a secret, child. What else does she know? So Candace tells her, she's like, girl, yeah, because I heard you was in them streets with a hockey player. And who you think told Candace that before all hell broke loose? Probably Giselle. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ashley and Michael just decided to have an open marriage and they're disguising it as a divorce, allegedly, so they can both do them. Because listen, let me just give y'all my logic. Michael was getting caught every season being Michael, okay? And every season it was an alleged scandal. To be quite honest, Michael was the most interesting part of Ashley because without the scandal, what would we really be talking about with Ashley? Absolutely nothing. So Michael was outdoing him. It was always some scandals coming out. It was always some business being told. He was always embarrassing Ashley. He wanted to do the threesomes of it all. Ashley didn't want to do them no more. Ashley wants a house. He wants a penthouse. He wants multiple women. Ashley just wants him. So she said, listen, why don't we have an open marriage and live separately but be married? You can do you and still be married to me. I can do me and still be married to you. You get me the house that I want. and you can keep the penthouse, and I will take the kids with me, and they ain't fooling me, honey. Now, I don't know if that's true. But it's a theory I came up with, honey, and it works for me, child. So she starts laughing because clearly it's true, honey. She falling out on the floor and whatever. Girl, goodbye. She said, I compare everybody to Michael because Michael talks about aliens. Well, I mean, his behavior did give extraterrestrial at times. I mean, so there's that. And she was like, I mean, if they can't talk about aliens, then they can just pay the check and they can go. Girl, gone. If he's all that great, then why are y'all separating? Ah, okay. Moving forward. So then they start talking about Karen and Ray and her eye candy and how she used to go to the restaurant, honey, and wasn't there eating dinner for one. She was with old Blue Eyes, as Shasha liked to call him. And so they were talking about that. This was cute for what it was, but Ashley can't be trusted. So although I would have liked for them to be friends, it's giving nothing. In the next scene, me and the family, they're at home and they're having dinner. Child, I was looking at that food. I said, oh, honey, that is unseasoned as hell. Baby, what is going on? Everything was one color. Honey, I don't like no plate that's beige. It was too much beige food on that plate, honey. It's a food. So anyway, that's just a side note. So they're eating. Mia and G, they're talking about the business and opening up a new clinic. Mia is like, oh, this is like the 25th clinic. It's just too much. Girl, anyway. So they're sitting there talking. Her daughter wants to do a dance competition. Mia's like, oh my God, she's so mean. So while they're sitting there talking, Mia asks G how he was doing. And G is like, I'm fine. But I mean, the big elephant in the room is the mystery around your health. Here you go, Mia. What do you mean? Mia. Why are you always acting confused about people want to talk about your health? Girl, it's your storyline, remember? Oh, gosh. Mia, that's what we came up with for the season. Remember, you sat down with production and decided that we're going to go with my health. She said they ruled out the big C, but it's other things going on. Okay, Kim Zolciak. So Mia thinks she deserves a little fun after confusing the hell out of people. So she wants to take a trip to Miami. She says she was adopted and her adoptive mother moved her to Miami. And she asked G what she's not allowed to do in Miami. Because years ago, she went on a trip with her girls and a very married G came down there and they had sex on the beach. And not the drink, honey, sex on the beach with people watching. Not Mia, the mistress. See, Mia, we had already called that about you last season when you said you wore ball gowns like you were at the Met Gala down to the pink, okay? We had already called that when you said you were wearing floor-length gowns at the strip club, but you weren't a stripper. You were a hostess slash bartender slash owner slash girl goodbye. What you were was G's mistress. And we're not just going to skip over the fact that you tore this man's house up, honey. Girl, not you telling us you were the other woman. Oh, child, this is a whole fool. In the next scene, Giselle and the girls, they go for pedicures and manicures. So they come in and sit down, right? So you know how they put you at the bowl because you're getting ready to do your pedicure. The lady puts down a towel. Giselle picks it up and pats her face. Ma'am, you don't even know if that thing has been washed. I don't trust nothing in the nail shop. Do y'all hear me? Not nothing. Not the cuticle pusher backers, not the little buffing thing, not the nail polish, honey. I bring all my own equipment, honey. Amazon is your best friend. And even before Amazon, I had to see them bust open a new pack of everything they were using on me, especially with these astronomical prices they charging, honey. $1,700 for a full set? Child, absolutely not. Girl, not you putting that on nasty thing. And her daughter was like, ew, you're nasty. Girl, I'm glad somebody told her. Woo. So the twins are planning for their super sweet 16. Child, I hope they got a planner because baby Giselle can't plan or throw nothing. Y'all remember that party they had in that ditch over there at our house? I just like to make fun of Giselle. Oh, honey, it's so easy. Baby, I could shade Giselle down. Do you hear me? But no, in all seriousness, though, they do need a planner, okay? Because Giselle did plan that parking lot picnic, and it just wasn't right, okay? The charcuterie board was where it should have been, but everything else was a fool, okay? So I'm hoping for the baby's sweet 16 that Giselle gets a planner. So it really wasn't much to see here. They were just discussing their party. Giselle wants to give a speech. Honey, I know that's right. And they were telling her she only gets 95 seconds. Listen to me. If I'm paying for you to have a super sweet 16 party and it's two of y'all, I'm in that thing. I'm in that thing. I'm speaking my speech. I'm going to say exactly what I want to say. And that's just that on that. Moving forward. So in the confessional, Giselle is bringing up Ashley and Michael divorcing. And prior to that, she was talking about how Jamal will be using acronyms in order to describe how great, Adore and her sister are, right? So she was like, Michael and Ashley are divorcing, and I'm just hoping that they can co-parent like me and Jamal. And child, Gizza love her some Jamal, don't she? In the next scene, Robyn and her tape ends. Hey girl, they go and visit an attorney to talk about the prenup. So she said a friend referred her because she doesn't know what all it entails. So she's telling the lawyer that she's remarrying her ex. Girl, let us pray. Honey, we don't know if y'all get married or not. So she's telling her about the, previous prenup that they had, and the lawyer is asking if there's a disparity in income. And she's like, yeah, because, I have a successful business, so I want to be able to keep that separate. Girl, not the Reasonably Shady Hats podcast. Okay, girl. Honey, she said she want to make sure that money is separate. Robyn, although I understand you wanting to protect your assets, girl, not you want to do that when you fell for one of them Ponzi schemes and got rid of all the money that you and Juan had. Girl, goodbye. So she talking to them about that, and she says she wants to put an infidelity clause in there just in case. Well, child, the people are saying Juan be in these streets, so I don't blame you on that. Ultimately, Robyn is wasting airtime. Let's just call a spade a spade. Y'all ain't gonna need no prenup because y'all ain't getting married. And like I told y'all in previous reviews, Juan is just hanging out until the boys turn 18. In the next scene, Karen and Ashley and Wendy, they meet up in the cold. Child, I was like, what is this, honey? So Karen and Wendy are telling Ashley that they saw the news in the press about them getting separated and this and that. Child, y'all trying to be cute in this flower patch with this cold outside. Wendy has on no coat, no sweater, no jacket, nothing. When I tell y'all I hate to be cold. Honey, I know this ain't got nothing to do with me, but the episode was given what the episode was given. I cannot stand to be cold. So anyway, back to the mess. So Ashley goes, yeah, this is my life, and I'm just really frustrated because it got out there. Well, girl, you were telling everybody who would listen. So what do you think was going to happen? So they're picking tulips. Honey, it's too cold to be picking tulips. Child, meet me at the warm florist, okay? We can pick tulips in the florist shop with the heat. Absolutely not. So Karen brings up Wendy's kids not being at the event that they had with Robyn. So Wendy is like, no, I'm not about to let my kids, my minor kids, go with Candace to an event that I was not invited to. That just doesn't make any sense. So Karen feels like both Robyn and Wendy let their emotions get in the way, and so they have to let those go in order to talk. So Wendy was like, well, you know what? I actually do want to get together and air out our grievances because she knows that she can be a little bit condescending. She's like, I've owned that about myself. Okay, self-realization. I like it. That's big. But if we really want to be fair, all the ladies can be condescending. Moving forward. So she wants to get everybody together. So when she was talking about her being condescending, they did a little flashback of Ashley and Mia talking about how Wendy behaves. And I was like, not y'all trying to talk about how Wendy behaves when Giselle is the most shady and condescending heifer out of the group. Child, please, I wouldn't listen to nothing that y'all had to say. So when she tells them that she's going to send this invitation, Ashley wants Wendy to basically kiss their behind to get them to come. She's like, don't you think you should send like a separate invite to them? Like a personal invite to them? Hell no. Girl, please. She better than me. And they better be glad it's a show, because that's the only reason why she's probably inviting them anywhere. Robyn didn't extend any grace to Wendy. That invite for Candace to get her practice with the kids, that was BS. Okay? Straight up BS. In the next scene, Candace and Chris, they're at home with her sister. It was nothing really going on here. Candace is telling her sister that she's recording a new song, and Trina has agreed to do a feature. And her sister is like, who? Ma'am, it's Miss 305, the baddest bitch, okay? Dumps in the truck, thighs like what, ain't now? Got more booty in the butt. Cisco made that song when he see me in a thong, 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 thong. What, pull over, that's too fat. Girl, I know you know Trina. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little bit ratchet. I love me some Trina. Baby, her sister said, if Beyonce didn't sing it, I don't know who does. I don't know. Now, I love me some Beyonce. H-Town, stand up. But, ma'am, there is more to artistry than Beyonce. Okay? And I love me some Beyonce, but y'all will throw Beyonce out there in a minute, girl. Anywho, basically she agreed to do the video and she agreed to do a song. Now, Candace, if you gonna have Trina in the video, honey, you can't rent out no parking lot. I hope you got a budget for a video, child, because that's gonna be a whole fool otherwise. So then she tells them that Wendy sent out this invite for them to go to this burn session. So she's reading the text, and Candace was like, what in the Mean Girls is going on? Burn your edges, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. Was funny to me. I said, Candace is crazy as hell, child. This is a fool. In the next scene, it's the day of the burn session, right? So Ashley and Wendy, they're on their way to the burn session in one car. And Wendy is telling Ashley that, you know, she has kidney stones from not drinking enough water, but she's always on the go. So she doesn't have enough time to drink the water, because if she does, then she's going to have to pee and she's going to have to stop. Wendy, what you going to have to stop doing is putting your health last. You're going to have to slow down and take care of your health. Like, you got hair loss going on, it's stress, it's kidney stones. You have 3 kids, 3 small kids. You're not getting your nutrition, and that don't make no sense. And then the health is stressing y'all, they icing y'all. Baby, let me tell you something. You got to take care of yourself, because if you don't, then I don't know who is. Over in the Sprinter van, courtesy of Wendy, is Giselle, Robyn, Karen, and Candace. Okay, so they're all, and Mia, they're all on their way there, right? So Robyn is like, you know, I'm just here to be nosy. Robyn, just get in and be quiet. Okay? If you don't want to go, then don't. I can't stand a person acting like somebody twisted their arm to attend something. If you don't want to go, then don't go. Nobody's making you go. Gosh. And here go Mia. Well, I mean, I didn't think that anybody was coming because nobody responded to the text message. So Robyn is like, well, I mean, the invite was fake. No, that half-ass attempt at correcting leaving her kids out was fake. That's what was fake. Her extending this invitation to you all, that wasn't fake. Okay? So in Wendy's car, she's telling Ashley that her mom was in the hospital because some stuff was going on with her health. And she's like, listen, girl, if I don't start taking care of myself, I'm going to be just like my mama. And I don't want that. And that is the truth. So you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, Wendy. So they finally arrive at the vineyard, honey. Okay? They finally arrive hungry, grumpy, dopey, sleepy, happy. They were just giving all of the 7 dwarfs. Do you hear me? Because, I mean, everybody had an attitude. Child Giselle was hungry. Robyn was looking crazy. It's just a fool. So Candace took the words right out of my mouth when I was watching, and she said, basically, they don't know how to act at a winery. Like, why would you bring me back to the scene of the crime? Why would you bring me back to the scene of the crime, honey? And I was thinking, I said, girl, not a winery. Wendy, read the room. Girl, not a whole winery. And child, they walk in, and I was like, not them walking right past the host and not saying nothing. Oh, baby, they just as tacky as them fashions, honey. Tacky as hell. Oh, child, I couldn't be a housewife. I couldn't be. The way my face would be twitching and my mouth would be moving with me speaking my speech all over these heifers when they act like they don't see me and I brought you here, I would have a problem. I would have a problem. There's no way I could make it. So they go in, they sit down at the table, right? So Giselle brings up the memes of Ashley's divorce, and Ashley's like, you know, basically Michael is mad at me, but I don't like that people are talking about him, and I like that they're supporting me, but he is the father of my children. Girl, we don't care. So then Mia finally acknowledges Wendy, and she was like, girl, so what is this burn session? Like, what did you bring me to? Like, what is it? You know, how does it go down? So Wendy let them know they're going to get a notebook, and whoever's in the hot seat, they're going to write down what you have to say to them. And then you're going to tell that person. Then you're going to take the paper and you're going to burn it. But the goal of it all is to take ownership. So Giselle feels like Wendy has never taken accountability for anything. Giselle, ain't that the pot calling the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle? Okay. And Wendy feels like it takes 2 to tango. And Giselle was like, well, you know what? If she's going to go ahead and be accountable for something, I would like to see this. Giselle, you know what I want you to be accountable for? Be accountable for them wigs you keep wearing in this confessional. You done had more than enough seasons to get your coins and your wigs together. You are wearing a first season, I ain't got a check yet wig. Your wig should have come a mighty long way. Y'all remember when Karen's wig was sliding down into that barbecue when they had that? Y'all remember when Karen's wig was sliding down into that barbecue when Candace and Chris had threw that barbecue when she was first introduced to the group? That was I ain't got no money yet wig. But once the grand dame realized that ain't what you want, honey, she fixed them wigs. Not just that you getting on my nerves now, girl. Take accountability for them wigs. And I don't know why you're getting so upset. Are you forgetting that you brought some nonsense about this woman's husband to the group? Let's begin at the beginning. Like, let's not act like she just one day woke up and decided to be mad at you. Because prior to that, you were at her home fussing with Karen across the table when Mia was first introduced. So everything was fine. Everything was hunky-dory. And then all of a sudden, you brought out these cheating allegations. So how quickly we forget. So Ashley goes first and she tells Wendy that she has a barrier up, but they've seemed to have been able to penetrate it today. And she's looking forward to getting to know her better. Candace tells Wendy that she recognizes she has a wall up, but this year she feels like Wendy is opening up more and trusting some of them. And her advice would be to F bitches and get money. Okay, B.I.G. So Karen was like, I'm going to sit for this. Because Candace and Ashley had stood up to speak to Wendy. Baby Karen said, I'm going to remain seated, but we have made so much progress considering where we came from. And basically, you were slithering down them steps at first and she was trying to figure out why you were throwing your degrees in her face. But now she just want to stay far, far, far away from Sharice. And she knows Shasha is connected to the Green-Eyed Bandits. So we have come a mighty long way. Moving forward. So Mia's like, you might want to burn this one. Mia, just say what you got to say, child. So Mia tells Wendy that she can be dismissive, and until today, she's really been unable to take accountability, and she likes that she's taking accountability. Girl, take accountability for all that lying you like to do. I don't like hypocritical talk. I don't like when people sit up and be in glass houses and throw stones, honey. I don't want to hear it. Take the speck out of your own eye. That's what you need to do. So in the confessional, Mia is like, well, I mean, I really want to like Wendy, but she's just not likable. But I feel like she's going to receive what I'm saying because she wants friends. Girl, I know you ain't talking about people wanting friends. You are the epitome of trying to keep up with the Joneses. So then she goes to Rob. So she goes to Rob and she's like, well, I just figured that we're all in water and that's fine with me. She's so ignorant. Ashley literally Googled your brokenness. And you cool with Ashley, but you and Wendy have one falling out, one miscommunication, one misunderstanding where you guys can sit down and talk and you let her know. Stop being passive aggressive. Say, girl, look, when you came in my relationship last season, when you were the one hooping and hollering when one got down on one knee with that cubic zirconia and proposed to me, I thought we were cool. So the fact that you did that hurt me. So I really don't fool with you like that because it's giving fake. But instead of that, I've just realized we're oil and water. Girl, you don't know her well enough to be oil and water. And y'all wasn't oil and water when she was in there helping you pack up them hats. Child ain't got time. So Giselle is like, well, for me, ditto with what Rob said and a little bit of what Mia said. She was like, I mean, you went on Giselle hate train and tried to hug me very fakely, might I add. What she did wasn't unprompted. You forgot that part. How quickly we conveniently forget. You are not a victim, Gizzard. You're not. Now, granted, she should not have tried to come up to you and hug you. That was given fakely, or whatever word you made up, child. It was given foolery. But at the same damn time, Giselle, she went on the Giselle hate train because you were hating on her marriage. So Wendy tells Robyn that, I own making you feel like we're oil and water. Candace was like, well, she's very specific in what she's like, I can only speak to this piece of paper. Now, Wendy, you know that she's still upset about you calling her out last season. So Giselle was like, ain't nobody got time to write a soliloquy. Just speak on it. You know what you did to her. I'm like, ma'am, calm the hell down. Why are you so hype? Was she speaking to you or was she speaking to Robyn? Batman, pipe down. So Robyn is like, please don't tell people that I tried to fight you because that's not who I am. Oh, but it is. Okay, allow me to refresh your memory. Robyn, you are aggressive, honey. You are, and I don't care if anybody's gonna get upset about that. Robyn gives aggressiveness at times. You got aggressive with Ashley when she Googled you, And when she had something to say about Juan being out with other women, when y'all went to that barbecue at Monique's house, you rolled up on her in the Thunder Down Under restaurant. You was ready to get it started, okay? Then you ran up on Monique with that umbrella, ready to get it started on the sidewalk. And let's not forget, okay? Because I've been watching Potomac since season 1 when she got pissed at Katie because of the ancestry of it all. When Katie was coming out of her mouth saying that obviously, you know, Robyn had some type of Caucasian in her. And she was like, no, I don't. And you don't want to be black. Her and Giselle going off. And don't think I forgot. Girl, anyway, honey, you can fool somebody, but you ain't gonna fool me. Now, I don't know if you were going to fight Wendy or not, but you getting up, coming in her face, what you about to do? Talk to her real close? Like, what are you getting up for? Like, what are you getting up for? What's the reason? What was the reason? In my Cardi B voice, why are you walking towards this lady? She's like, please don't say that, because, you know, the words that you're saying, they're very dangerous. Ain't that funny? Because the words that your best friend say are very dangerous at times as well. I hope you calling her out. So Wendy is like, well, you know what? I'm not about to worry about it. Let's move on. Like, let's move forward, because you had to be held back. And I felt like you were doing that. And here goes Giselle. Why are we moving forward, honey? Because we feel like it. Moving forward. So she want to move forward and whatnot. And Ashley is like, well, let's just dispel that one first. She said, no, I'm not dispelling nothing, because that's my truth. Ashley, sit back. Okay, you and your ponytail, sit back. She ain't got to dispel nothing. She don't want to. You know what? It really kills me how Ashley feels like Wendy should kiss the ring. Ashley, sit the hell back. Because if I'm not mistaken, they ain't even like you when you first came on the scene. They couldn't stand you. They thought you were tacky. They thought you were ghetto because you had took them to that bourbon tasting and you sat down there with Michael and y'all was dancing and bending y'all knees and Michael was filling people up. They did not like you. And then Sharice took you to that bathing suit shop. Karen didn't want you to have nothing to do with her daughter. Ashley, please, 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 honey. Please be quiet. Just be quiet, honey. You just got in. Okay, just please be quiet. Moving forward. So Robyn is like, I'm not a thug. Fighting make you a thug? Well, child, if fighting make you a thug, call me Pac. I'm about to get thug life tatted on my chest. Child, I'm about to get thug life tatted on my chest, honey. So then Robyn calls Sharice, honey, because she wants to let it be known that she finna get ready to lie. So she calls Sharice. Boop, 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 boop. Baby Sharice pops up on the screen, honey, in her wig. So she's like, hey, girl. So did you have to put a finger on me at the studio to prevent me from touching Wendy? Flashback to Sharice and her Versace holding Robyn back. Sharice is like, no. Okay, girl, love you too. See, this is why Karen don't mess with you, Sharice. This is why Karen don't F with you, as she said over there on her YouTube channel. She don't mess with you, girl. You just sat up here and lied just that quick. Let me tell you something, Green Eye Bandits. Y'all's little plan to replace Wendy with Sharice and bring back all the OGs plus Candace, and Candace gonna be the next one to get the hell up out. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, because what y'all don't understand, y'all not thinking, okay? Y'all not thinking, Robyn and Giselle. If you get rid of everybody, who are you going to fight with? Karen doesn't engage you. Really, Karen really been phoning it in this season. Karen, wake the hell up. Who are you going to fight with? Y'all ain't going to fight with each other. What, y'all going to take Sharice down? So, I mean, y'all not using your thinker, honey. Leave Wendy the hell alone. So Giselle is yelling. And she's like, just sitting up there lying. Lies. She just said she didn't touch Robyn. So Wendy is like, but she did. She tried to hold her back. She definitely did. So Robyn is like, you are horrible. You are horrible. No, what's horrible is your attitude right now. That's what's horrible. So she's like, why are you yelling? Like, why are you getting loud? Robyn is like, she yelling to the top of her lungs. I don't give up. Okay, girl, you don't give up. Damn, get up and leave, honey. She's like, I'm out. How you getting home, beloved? Oh, okay. We'll go wait in the transportation provided by Wendy. Okay. So they all sitting there when she done went out and put her Uggs on, honey. She in a Sprinter. And Karen is like, well, I mean, it's broken what you've tried to do. So Giselle was like, well, I mean, if she want to walk away from the fake phony stuff, then let her walk away. Giselle, shut up. You lying, Sharice lying, and Robyn's lying. And I hope when y'all watch this back tonight, y'all saw how production made sure to out both of you. And Giselle, you were not even present when that went down. So what are you even talking about? And if you were present, you probably weren't paying no attention because you was probably too busy ear hustling on what Candace was saying after you went in there and tried to blow up her spot. So just please be quiet. So Karen said, well, the only one yelling is you. It's coming from your side of the table, and I'm trying to understand why. Please call it out, Karen. She's like, well, I talk loud. I want to make sure everybody hear me. Oh, okay, well, don't be taken aback when everybody else starts making sure that you can hear them. Because you know how you like to get your Karen on. And I'm not talking about the Karen on Potomac. I'm talking about a Karen. Oh, my God, I need to bring security because the yelling, the fussing, and I don't want to be around it. Giselle, please. So Karen tells her, it doesn't help move the group forward when you're doing all this yelling, honey, hooping and hollering. Cut it out. So in the confessional, Karen said, the evil spirit of the winery belongs to Giselle and Robyn. Honey, I absolutely agree. So then all of a sudden, y'all, Ashley pipes up and she's like, I have something to say to Candace. So she proceeds to say that Chris was flirting with her friend at the spring party. So Candace said, what's the purpose of this? Because you just saw me. You were just in my house. So what are you doing? Ashley's like, well, I found out about it later. Okay, girl, no matter when you found out, you just said, earlier in the season that you were going to start pulling Candace to the side. But here you are yet again saying this in front of the group to give Giselle more ammunition. Come on, Ashley. She's like, well, you couldn't have called me, texted me like you saw me. She's like, well, I knew I would be seeing you. Wouldn't you rather me do it to your face? See, that's why I can't stand Ashley. And that dumb smirk that she always has on her face. You know exactly what you are doing. Yes, you saw her in person. You could have went to one side of the sprinter and talked to her. You could have fallen back when the rest of the group went inside. You could have waited till afterwards, but you wanted a moment. You wanted a moment and you needed a moment and you've gotten a moment. So Candace said, well, I pulled you aside when I had to tell you something. So Ashley said, yeah, but you want to call Mike a predator every chance you get. Oh, okay. So Eric, honey, shout out to the production, must have shown Ashley the footage from the TikTok class. Because why would she all of a sudden say that when she was just cool with Candace about a week ago? So it's not making any sense to me. And y'all remember that Candace had called Michael that, well, she's called him that plenty of times, but she called him that when she was in there talking and going off after Giselle brought that mess to her. So Candace said, well, it's documented. So Candace said, this the third time y'all done tried to come to me with some BS and it's a pattern and I'm not ignoring the pattern. So Ashley goes, well, has anyone else said anything about him in the past? And she's like, no. Ashley goes, well, do you think maybe he's behaving differently without you? Well, child, you would know. Because Mia also said he was looking at her at the spring party. They flashed back to him definitely not looking. He was not looking at her. And if he did happen to glance over there, it would have been to figure out why Mia is over there dancing off beat and trying to get attention. That's probably why he was looking. So Mia was like, well, it wasn't sexual, but he was looking. Oh, be quiet, Leah. So Candace said, well, you know what? No, I'm not letting y'all do this. He's not doing those things. Ashley said, well, the pendulum always swings the other way. Doesn't feel good, does it? Baby Ashley, low down. Do you hear me? Low down. So Candace said, aha, there it is. Okay, I got it. She's like, you know what? You're a vindictive bitch. Okay, so by this time, honey, Candace going off, saying everything, calling her everything but a child of God. Ashley said, well, if you want to turn the blind eye, just say that. She said, well, you would know. Honey, I know that's real. She's like, no, but actually I have heard that Chris has been in other people's DMs and it was not very innocent. See, this right here. This just lets me know that this is a plot and a scheme to get all this set up and it's stupid, okay? Because there ain't no way I could be around these low-down heifers always finding one marriage, relationship, and family to target. Robyn, you should be ashamed of yourself because you didn't like it when it was your season. You did not like that at all. Baby, this is a fool, honey. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. What did you think about the whole Wendy Robyn exchange? I felt like it was gaslighting at its finest. That's what I thought, honey, because it felt like they were trying to make Wendy think she was crazy. What do you think it means when a person stands up and starts to come toward you? Does that mean that they want to talk about some stuff or are they ready to fight? Child, I don't know. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.